evening, everyone. My name's Kenneth Ingram. Right now, Loretta Ingram's spinning, if anybody knows what that means. She's a community activist here in the Tampa Bay area years ago. A couple of things. Where is black leadership? Well, black leadership is here, but the ground is unfertile. There's a lot of success right around here. There's people who have businesses. I see familiar faces everywhere. There are successful things there, but once again, the ground isn't really fertile. The point just brought up a clemency board, or people going to be popped back into the system, hopefully retain their rights. That's wonderful. But if they've got nothing to go to, business-wise, career-wise, I think that'd be all for naught. A question I have for the panel is, as a business owner myself, establishing financial brokerage firms here in the Tampa Bay area, what could we do, what could you all do, or what's the answer or suggestion I may have, to create networks where businesses do business with each other in our community? Because I think that's where the fallout is. I mean, we can continue to try to think that Dwight is going to take care of us, the white man. It ain't going to happen. We got to figure out how to instill, hey, if I got a business that supports, I need to come to you versus go to Sweet Bay. Right. I need to purchase this over here versus going to Ross. How can we create that? How can we instill and bring something?
I would like to make a comment as an entrepreneur myself. I have a hat shop and a boutique in Clearwater. There is support from the blacks as well as the white. I guess we have about 60% of black customers and about 40% other than. But I noticed the business next to me, which is a Mexican, they support each other. And I think it's just something we have to work hard at, and a lot of it is because of a marketing part, how well we market our goods and our services to our people. You know, where are we marketing ourselves as?
What could be done, would you say, to better market some of those goods and services?
Taking advantage of some of the new technology, you know, you may be on the website, have your own web page and stuff like that. But what I did, I know many of you probably heard of the Flyer magazine. It goes mostly to the white community and a few throwouts in our community. But when we first started, we found ourselves going to some of the non-traditional type of marketing, not so much in our church souvenir booklets all the time, but we had to find the Red Hat Society. We had to find groups that normally we don't peer up with to market ourselves. So we got to get, like you say, out of the comfort zone.
I say those excellent points. I think I will get with the brother behind you, Joe Robinson, who heads our economic development. We meet with the school system every once a month. One thing we did do, and that bid for banking service for Hillsborough County School comes up May 1st. They're going to start bidding it out May 1st. But one thing we did do was get the school system to start paying African-American vendors within 14 days, which is unheard of. So when you submit your invoice, you get a check in 14 days. So that's one of the things that we're trying to do in Hillsborough County. Joe Robinson is an expert when it comes to MBE policy. You got Independent Black Chamber here, Ms. Candy Lowe. So there's a lot of different things going on, and there's been a networking things going on. You got the urban bankers, which I urge you to join, which I'm a former president of. So there's a lot of different things going on where we can use each other to network off each other to get more business. We got the Black Business Investment Corporation that operates on both sides of the bay that can funds from Hillsborough, Panelists County. So a lot of different organizations to get involved where you can solicit your services.
So you have a question?
Less of a question and more of a comment. I've worked in higher education for 30 years, and I've asked the question tonight, how do we reach young people? My colleagues have often asked me, how is it that I have to get a lot of young people out at meetings? And my response has always been, I listen to them. I spend time in the cafeteria. I walk the campus. I'm everywhere that they are, and then I allow them to tell me what they want and what they need and the best way to serve them. You do realize that the average, when we say under 30, but the average college student right now was just born in 1990. So they don't know anything about Ebony or Jet or Essence magazine. They could probably tell you nothing about the New York Times, the Washington Post. But I assure you, if it's podcast, telecast, blog, text, tweet it, Facebook, MySpace, or text, you can reach them. I just turned 50 this year myself, and I don't think I've read a newspaper in the last 5 years, because everything I do is through the internet. And all of my students will tell you that if it's not through some form of technological innovation, they don't have a clue. So they're not coming to meetings if you don't invite them through the social networks, if you don't reach out to them. They're not coming to any group meeting because they don't know that you exist. I can assure you that if you walk through a campus and ask the student, mind you, if a chapter doesn't exist on that campus, what is NAACP? They don't know. Why would they know? They haven't had the experience to utilize it or to know the history of it. We don't talk history anymore. And the short part of it is, you do realize now, of course, with Amazon books and iPad and all that, schools are moving away from textbooks. So what history are they going to read? They're also saying now that we don't need to read Shakespeare, and we already don't read Black history. So you're not going to reach your people unless you're on cutting edge. I can assure you of that. And my success has been because, as I said, I listen to them, and I use every form of cutting-edge technology that I can. In my classroom, for example, and then my point is that I'll make, when I do teach a course on first-year experience, I don't read anyone's penmanship. Everything is through Blackboard or through some means of electronic technology. And without that, I can assure you they're not coming to any local meetings or anything of that nature. So I would urge you, in order to reach young people, and I would say the under 30 crowd, is that if you don't reach it through a form of technical communication, you're not going to get them. But the best thing to do is actually to be where they are. And that could happen, I know for a fact, outside of the higher education community. You have to go to where they are because they don't know what to ask. They just simply don't know. That's my comment. Right, and again, I do applaud you for a wonderful evening tonight. I will have to say this too. I get a little nervous when I'm in meetings and we seem to be doing that challenging of each other. The point of where is Black leadership is about us discussing where Black leadership is, not who's doing what and what hasn't been done. So let's stay focused on leading. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. If you could keep your remarks short, I know you had the mic earlier, so I think you'll be.
I really don't need to be up because the young lady over here said it, and this gentleman here just touched on it as well, that it's a lot about building relationships, and I would like to see more of that. One thing that I keep myself to is whatever I'm doing to try to bring someone with me. I failed at that today because I was running around so much, but I want just rhetorically for us all to think about it. If everywhere we go we bring somebody else, that mentality means more people will always show up, and I do believe in power in numbers as well. So just keep the relationships building, and I think we'll go everywhere we want to.
Thank you.